What was the large-scale massacre between the Hutu and Tutsi tribes in Rwanda called? Rwandan genocide. Who was the general that seized power after the fall of the Roman Republic through the Triumvirate? Julius Caesar. What did Diogenes claim to be searching for during the daytime with a lantern? An honest man, true human. What was the terraced architectural structure built for gods in Mesopotamian civilization? Ziggurat. What is the period of peace that lasted about 200 years in the Roman Empire called? Pax Romana. What was the name of the Islamic country that emerged from the partition of India in 1947? Pakistan. What is the fresco of the Minoan civilization found on Crete that depicts marine life? Dolphin fresco. What poison did Socrates drink when sentenced to death in ancient Greece? Hemlock juice. What is the important scripture of Judaism? Torah. Where was one of the major fronts of World War I, where Germany and France clashed? Western Front. The founder of Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, was a prince of which country? India. What city, the capital of the Aztec civilization, became today's Mexico City? Tenochtitlan. Who was the dictator leading Germany during World War II? Hitler. Who was the gladiator that led the largest slave rebellion in the Roman Empire? Spartacus. Who is the philosopher who systematically established metaphysics and logic? Aristotle. What was the representative melee weapon used by Spartan soldiers? Xiphos, short sword. What does Aristotle claim is the ultimate goal of happiness? Life of virtue. What was the greatest achievement left by the Mesopotamians? Invention of writing. Who did the lords pay taxes to in the feudal system? Overlord. What was the Shang dynasty's calendar based on? Phases of the moon. What did serfs receive in exchange for working on the manor? Protection and livelihood. What public facility did Roman citizens use to officially know the time? Sundials and water clocks. What was the code name for the U.S. atomic bomb development project during World War II? Manhattan Project. In what year was Gandhi assassinated after India's independence? Year 1948. How did India's unified monarch King Ashoka spread Buddhism? By erecting stone pillars. What are the three wars fought between ancient Rome and Carthage for Mediterranean dominance called? Punic Wars. What was a representative colonial city built by the Phoenicians along the Mediterranean coast? Carthage. Which region did the Seleucid Empire govern from Alexander the Great's former empire? Middle East and West Asia. Which dynasty ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great? Ptolemaic dynasty. Who is the philosopher famous for the idea, everything flows? Heraclitus. Which country's entry into World War II was prompted by the attack on Pearl Harbor? United States. Who is the ideal ruler in Plato's work, The Republic? Philosopher Cain. What method did Mesopotamians use for agriculture? Irrigation farming. What was the name of the new calendar proclaimed by the National Convention during the French Revolution? French Republican calendar. What weapon used by Germany in World War I inflicted heavy damage on the Allied powers? Submarine. What is the famous phrase from Churchill's speech that marked the beginning of the Cold War era? Iron Curtain. What was the Sumerian city-state famous for the Epic of Gilgamesh in Mesopotamia? Uruk. What was a representative invention transmitted to Europe due to increased cultural exchange during the Mongol Empire? Gunpowder. Who was the prominent philosopher whose Enlightenment ideas provided the ideological basis for the American Revolutionary War? Locke. Which region outside India was influenced by King Ashoka's spread of Buddhism? Southeast Asia. Thank you for watching until the end. We'd love to hear your feedback and historical insights in the comments. Your support helps us create even more history quizzes. Let's keep exploring together.